versus large down payment. What's the difference? Hey there, it's Elise, and we're going to talk about down payments. This one is all for you buyers. We're going to talk about the difference between a small down payment and a large down payment and what you need to consider when making it your down payment. Down payment and closing costs are different, but we're talking about down payment today. So first off, just as a refresher, a down payment is a sum of money that you pay up front when you get a mortgage on a house. The down payment goes towards the principal amount of your mortgage. Really, the down payment is there for your lender to ensure that you have skin in the game and that you won't just skip out on paying your monthly mortgage payment. So lenders got to see, you got to have some money in there. Down payments can range from 0 to 20%. Usually the average is about 3 to 5%. This is from your home loan's value. This is a huge range, and that's why we're talking about the different types of payments, of down payments. So when you think about it, a 3.5% down payment on a $300,000 home is about $10,500. A 20% is about $60,000. That's a $50,000 difference, and sometimes people just don't have all that cash on hand. The size of your down payment can affect everything from your monthly payment to your interest rate to whatever. And also you got to consider your credit score. Your credit score will also play a big factor in this. A larger down payment will help you lower your interest rate and have a reduced mortgage insurance premium. These two components will give you a lower monthly payment, which is attractive to many buyers. With a lower monthly payment, you can save up more funds, and you also can make sure you're in that debt to income ratio. This is a lot of info and a lot of terms. But let's talk about a smaller down payment. A smaller down payment will allow you to buy a home sooner. You won't have to spend as much time saving up that 20%. So you can buy a home more quickly and start building that word equity. That can be a very smart move, especially if you're already paying more for rent than you would in a mortgage. That's key here. If you are renting and your mortgage is going to be lower, then that's really a good step. Also, if you already have a good size savings going on, a smaller down payment will ensure you have those extra funds in case of house emergencies. And trust me, it always happens. Your move, new furniture, I threw away this pot or this set of whatever. You always need to have that extra cash. When you're putting money down on a house, there's not a right answer for everyone. It really comes down to your personal financial goals and where you are in life. Your real estate agent and a lender can help you discover what down payment size will work for you. There's so many different options. There's so many different programs that really can help with your down payment. Talk to your lender, talk to your agent, and get all that information. Knowledge is key. Down payments are a really big deal. In addition to being a lot of money, the size of your down payment has an impact on your mortgage payment and your finances overall. That's why it's important to know what kind of down payment you're going to use when you buy your home. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope you got the info you needed on small versus large down payments so that you can make a decision. All right, so let's get to it. People think that timing the market is the smart way to navigate buying real estate. And here's the truth. No one can time the market. Why? The real estate market is unpredictable. No one has a crystal ball that can tell the future, which means that no one can say for sure what's going to happen in the real estate market. Can we predict? Yeah, for sure. We can predict where the market might go in the short term based on historical data and how markets have behaved in similar economies and situations in the past. But it's impossible to predict the long term. Why? Because no one knows what the future holds. Let's be honest, we don't know sometimes what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, go back to 2020, for example. No one could have foreseen that a pandemic like COVID would turn the housing market upside down. It became one of the most competitive and profitable markets we have ever seen. I mean, I had people who had bought their house for $250,000 and sold it for almost $600,000-$700,000. unbelievable. Buyers, you can't time the market. Many people think that they'll just wait to buy a home when the rates drop or the market crashes. It's just, you've got to look and see what's right for you. If you're waiting for the rates to drop, you have to realize that you may be waiting for a while. Interest rates, they don't change overnight, except in drastic economic changes. Typically, rates increase and decrease slowly with the market. This means that if you're ready to buy a home, it's best to get in now and then refinance in a few years or whenever it's acceptable that you can, and when interest rates do come down or below what you bought your house for. Same thing goes if you're waiting for the market to crash. You may be waiting for something that will never come. Instead, you could be building equity and having that financial stability now. I've seen many would-be buyers hold off also because they don't have that 20% down payment saved up. And I do agree that because I don't want to pay that private mortgage insurance premium, but also you're missing out on building that equity in a home, which will benefit you, your financial situation, both now and in the future. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, the very best time to buy a home is when you can afford it. If your finances and life situation have aligned in a way that makes owning a home makes sense, then you should buy. If you need to rent to own, there's programs for that. If you need to stay renting, then rent. If you need to buy maybe a home that isn't what you thought you needed, but it's in your price range, then do that. There's down payment programs that can help you if you don't have that 20%. There's so many options out there, and don't think that you have to do something that everybody's telling you to do. Do what is right for you and your family. A seller's disclosure is a written legal document that outlines the known issues with the property. The issues that are disclosed are ones that could potentially impact the property's value in addition to any HOA fees or restrictions. Typically, this is a standard form that you will fill out. The sellers fill this out. It can change from state to state, but in Texas, we have a specific form. It has its own laws that govern the guidelines of the seller's disclosure. Your real estate agent will help you understand the form, but will not complete it. The sellers have to do that. Here's the key. You have to let your agent know if there's anything going on with your home. Your agent needs to know so they can help protect you and they can find the best strategy to sell your home. Now, if you don't tell your agent that you've had repair, cracks in the foundation, termite infestation, flooding, your agent can't help you. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a home inspection and they're going to find those things. So not disclosing that important information can open you up to being sued by the new owners for charges from negligence to fraud. It is serious. It is a binding document. Disclose those problems up front. You might have to negotiate with the buyer. You might have to take you a little bit less price with the profit, but the potential lawyer fees and the time you could spend defending yourself in a lawsuit, it's worth it. Disclose it. Disclose it. A proper seller's disclosure is a win-win because the buyer gets all the information they need to understand the property, and you as the seller have protected yourself against getting sued for hiding information. So what are some of the kinds, what are you thinking that I need to disclose? Well, you need to disclose big items: plumbing, electrical system, flooding, roof, boundary disputes, defects in the walls, and foundation. Foundation is huge. Has to go on the seller's disclosure. Basically, you want the buyers to know anything that's happened to that property, and so that they will be able to really look at everything about that house. And it covers you. It covers all your bases. If you're putting your stuff on the seller's disclosure, there's no questions. You know what you've lived in that house. So you know what's wrong with that house or what's good with that house. How old is the AC? How old is the roof? Do you have a new water heater? Do you have a water softener system? What about how many garage remotes do you have? All of those items need to be on that seller's disclosure. And you're telling the buyer, hey, this is what the house has been through, but you know what? I took care of this. I took care of that. All houses are going to have something wrong with them. They're not perfect. That's okay, because in a house, you live there and things are going to happen. But that seller's disclosure is a binding document for sellers to the buyers. And make sure you disclose what you need to disclose on that agent. Initially, I can see where this is coming from because the market is crazy. But when you look at the facts, you'll see that waiting out the market is not the best game plan. No one can predict what's going to happen next in the real estate market. Over the next few years, we could see interest rates continue to rise, which could lead to home values leveling off or decreasing. This could point us towards a buyer's market. But just as easily, we could see a drop in interest rates and skyrocketing home values, which could return us to a super competitive seller's market like we saw in 2021 and 2022. Because we can't tell the future, I wish we could, but we can't. Either of these scenarios or something totally different could happen. This means that banking on either side of those things and hoping that the real estate market will turn in your favor is ultimately just wasting your time. Here's why. If you're ready and you can afford to buy a home now, you can start building equity. Equity is what makes real estate such an amazing investment, and it can truly jumpstart your financial future. If you're planning to rent while you wait out the market, watch your rent payment because it's going to probably go up. And remember that rent payment is going straight to your landlord's pocket and you'll never see it again. But that's not the case when you own a home. When you pay your monthly mortgage payment, some of that money goes into your house as equity. Then when you sell your home, you get all of that money back and more because real estate is what? It appreciates over time. This is why building equity is a smart financial decision and why getting started sooner rather than later is key to success in real estate. But you've got to understand and you got to do what's right for you and your family. So instead of waiting to time the market, which isn't even possible, it is better to have a game plan. Get prepared. Watch for the best opportunities available to you. If you prepare yourself and find a great agent to work with, you might be surprised at the opportunities to build equity and get into a great home. Understand, I'm not saying that renting is bad. I'm not saying that buying a home is what you have to do right now. What I'm saying is look at the whole big picture. Look at what's a good game plan for you and your family. Is it to sell and find something now to buy? Is it to sell and rent? Are you just going to buy? It's up to you. But ask the questions because there's so many things that I didn't even know as a realtor that there was this program, there was that program, so many things that can help you and guide you. Get a good real estate agent and a loan officer to help answer these questions. And also, if you're selling, don't be afraid of that you're going to have to buy something right away or that it's going to be an astronomical price. You don't know that. And again, there's buy downs to buy a house so you're not having to pay that from crazy interest rate. There's so many things. Just ask the questions, get the knowledge, get a game plan. Thank you so much for watching my video on Should I Wait on the Market? I hope it was informative. I hope I answered some questions. If you do have some questions or concerns, text me, you can email me, comment, whatever you would like. Thank you again for watching. Happy house hunting.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy house hunting.